FIFA made a bet. The biggest, most expensive, most ambitious bet in the entire history of this sport. 48 teams, 104 matches, 3 countries. Premium prices on everything. And underneath all of it, one enormous assumption C, that America would show up and print money. Then the fans didn't come. Hotels sat half empty. Flights dropped. And the one man FIFA needed nowhere near this tournament, C, the man who promised years ago he wouldn't even be in office when it arrived, C, walked straight into the middle of it. This is the story of how Donald Trump became FIFA's biggest World Cup problem. But here's the part the headlines keep missing. Trump didn't create this mess. He just exposed it. Because FIFA built a machine that only works when everything goes perfectly C, and then handed the keys to the most unpredictable political environment on Earth. So let's go through the numbers. Because the numbers don't lie. The fan invasion everyone was promised is not happening. The CEO of the Hotel Association of New York City reportedly called the situation an overall disappointment. And then they cut their expected World Cup revenue forecast by 60%. 60%. Initial expectations were around 1.2 million fans arriving in New York City alone. The new estimate is closer to 500,000. The New York Hilton Midtown reportedly slashed its room prices almost in half, and hotels do not cut prices in half when a once-in-a-generation event is going exactly as planned. Hotel bookings across host cities are reportedly up just 0.5% compared to last year. Flights from Europe to US host cities are down around 3.8%. And New York City, the city hosting the final C, has reportedly seen flights drop more than 15%. A World Cup is supposed to be a tidal wave of people. This looks more like a slow puncture. And that brings us to the trigger. FIFA wanted the American market. But American money, it turns out, comes with American politics attached. And FIFA inherited every bit of it. Trump's travel restriction system reportedly affects fans from around 40 countries. The continent hit hardest is Africa C, which has a record-breaking 10 teams at this tournament. 10 nations whose fans are now looking at a host country that may not let them in. Fans from Iraq have reportedly struggled with US consular processes. Supporters in Scotland have reportedly watched their approved travel authorizations flip back to pending just days before their flights. And FIFA's response? Gianni Infantino reportedly said, FIFA cannot overrule national immigration decisions, which is technically true, and also a confession. Because if you build a tournament that depends on the entire planet traveling to one country C, and then you cannot guarantee the entire planet can actually get in C, that is not a small operational detail. That is a hole in the foundation. But here is the part FIFA does not want you to focus on. Trump is the easy villain here. FIFA is the real one, because FIFA chose this. FIFA promoted 2026 as the biggest World Cup ever, with around 6.5 million fans expected to attend. And then they priced it like a luxury product, not like a people's tournament, like a Super Bowl, a Vegas fight night, and a billionaire convention all smashed into one. They used dynamic pricing on Ticket C, the same model airlines and concert promoters use, where the cost rises with demand. FIFA argues this optimizes revenue. Translation: charge whatever the market will bear. And then they acted genuinely shocked when ordinary fans C, the people who actually fill stadiums and create atmospheres C, looked at the prices and stayed home, which connects directly to the most embarrassing image of this entire tournament. Empty seats. For Trump, empty seats are a bad photo, a political headache. For FIFA, empty seats are terrifying C because they expose the entire business model. Reports came out that FIFA blamed visible empty seats at a match in Mexico on fans being in the concourses, while also acknowledging criticism over high prices and the fact that tickets were still available right before kickoff. Read that again. The most in-demand sporting event on the planet, and tickets were still sitting unsold as the whistle blew. You cannot price out the working fan, oversell the hype, and then act surprised when the cameras pan across rows of empty plastic. That is not Trump's fault. That is FIFA's bet coming due, and the atmosphere tells the same story. Reportedly almost no buzz, no build-up. One New York resident said he had mostly spotted Morocco fans and not much else. The US flag was reportedly booed before the opening game in Mexico City C, a sign of exactly where America's global image is landing right now. And then came the smallest, most telling moment of all. The USMNT captain reportedly refused to acknowledge Trump during a phone call where Trump told the team they had a good chance of going all the way. The coach said thank you. The captain, by every account of his body language, did not lift his head, did not nod, did not engage. When the host nation's own star player cannot fake a smile for the president, the vibe problem is very real. Now compare that to how this could have been handled differently. In New York, a lottery system was reportedly set up giving ordinary residents a shot at far cheaper World Cup tickets. The simple idea that a tournament coming to your city should be something normal people can actually see, not just billionaires and corporate boxes. That is the entire argument in one contrast. FIFA built a World Cup for people who can drop thousands on a seat. The lottery built a way in for everyone else. Guess which one fills a stadium? So here is where it all lands. FIFA sold the dream. Trump made the dream harder to reach, and the fans are paying the price twice, once at the ticket window and once at the border. FIFA is now trapped exactly where it never wanted to be, stuck between a president it cannot control and a fan base it already priced out, defending empty seats with excuses about concourses, while the biggest, most expensive World Cup in history struggles to fill its rooms, its flights, and its stands. FIFA wanted America to print money. Instead, America handed them a mirror. And the reflection is a tournament that confused expensive with special and is only now finding out the difference. So what do you think? Is this Trump's disaster or FIFA's? Because from where I'm sitting, Trump is just the spark. FIFA built the thing that was always going to burn. Drop your take in the comments. A like genuinely helps more than you'd think. And subscribe if you want World Cup coverage that names the real villain instead of the easy one. Football at this scale is never just a tournament. It's a moment in time. And this one is showing us exactly who built it and exactly who it was built for.